Welcome students. So in today's lecture we shall be learning about the biosynthesis of purine ribonucleotides. So what are these ribonucleotides and how this purine ring is formed? So first of all, see how many compounds contribute to the purine ring nucleotides. So there are many compounds that contribute to this. Number one being the aspartate molecule. Then comes the formyl tetrahydrofolate. It is written as this N-formyl tetrahydrofolate, and also the glutamine. Apart from this, glycine, and a carbon dioxide molecule is also participating in various types of molecules that are supplied to formation of a purine ring. So now let us see how this purine ring is formed. So students, this molecule, this part is provided by the aspartate. Whereas this carbon end is provided by the carbon dioxide. Apart from this, this particular moiety is provided by the glycine molecule, whereas this carbon atom is provided by the tetrahydrofolate, N10-formyl THF. And lastly, now the glutamine molecules will be provided through so these two nitrogens are provided by the glutamine, whereas one carbon fragment here is provided by the now this carbon fragment is again provided by the THF, N10-formyl THF. So you can clearly see here how a purine ring is formed. So these are the different fragments that are provided or donated by the various precursor molecules. So now let us see how this synthesis occurs. So it's gonna be a quite long lecture. So kindly prepare the notes alongside so that you don't forget from where the molecules are coming out. So we shall be starting this reaction from alpha D ribose 5 phosphate. I shall be drawing the structure. So do remember how these are drawn. So this is an alpha D ribose 5 phosphate molecule. The reaction will be starting from this. So in the first reaction, an ATP will be consumed in presence of enzyme PRPP synthetase. So this PRPP synthetase leads to formation of 5-hydroxyribosyl alpha pyrophosphate. So ultimately 2 phosphate molecules will be attached on this site. So now let us draw the structure for this. The changes will be marked by red color, and the rest of the structure will be the same. So this is the structure for 5-phosphoribosyl alpha pyrophosphate. So from this, the next is the addition of a glutamine and release of a glutamate molecule that leads to formation of ribosylamine. So how these ribosylamines are formed? Actually, here is a donation of one amino group coming. So by addition of a glutamine molecule, you can see this leads to removal of a glutamate, plus the reaction occurs in presence of water and in presence of enzyme PRPP glutamyl amidotransferase. So what will be the changes in the structure? So students, these structures seems to be quite difficult, but once when you practice them, they are quite easy to draw. So don't be afraid of them. So here will be an addition of an NH2, and this is known as beta 5 phosphoribosylamine. Phosphoribosylamine. So after this, in presence of synthetase enzyme, a molecule of glycine will be added. So here comes the glycine molecule to donate the carbon chain. In presence of an ATP molecule, so an ADP is left out. So the name of enzyme is synthetase. So the changes will be like this. So this additional chain will be added, and this is known as glycinamide ribosyl 5-phosphate. So now comes the role of the formyl transferase enzyme that leads to addition of a THF group, and a formyl group is left out. So now let us add the moiety N10 formyl THF, and this will lead to formation of formyl glycinamide in presence of enzyme formyl transferase. So a totally new structure will be formed, and we shall be writing the ribose phosphate in its shorter form. from now onwards. So I will be representing it with green color here, that is ribose 5-phosphate. Actually this is this green colored moiety you see here, this is this green colored moiety written as in short form of ribose 5-phosphate, and this product is known as formyl glycinamide ribosyl 5-phosphate. And after this, in presence of synthetase enzyme, and by addition of one glutamine molecule, extra nitrogen will be supplied in presence of an ATP. So utilization of ATP will be also here. And this leads to formation of formyl glycinamidine. From amide it's now becoming amidine. So now let us see what are the changes. The rest of the structure will be represented by the green color only, whereas the changes will be represented by the red color here. So this was the previous structure up to the ribose 5-phosphate, and by the addition of glutamine an extra nitrogen will be added on this carbon. So this will be the structure for formyl glycinamidine. So it's an amidine group here, ribosyl 5-phosphate. So the names of these compounds are quite complex, so try to remember them. And then again in the presence of synthetase enzyme and addition of an ATP, so the name of enzyme is synthetase, and by the addition of an ATP molecule, this leads to formation of a 5-membered ringed structure known as aminoimidazole. So how this aminoimidazole is formed, I will be representing it with a totally different color, the red color. So you can see how this 5-membered structure is formed, ringed structure is formed. And here will be the attachment of one ribose 5-phosphate. So the name of this compound is 5-aminoimidazole ribosyl 5-phosphate. So after this the carboxylation will occur for the formation of a 6-membered ring along with this, so that a purine moiety is formed. So this will be the carboxylation by addition of one carbon dioxide molecule in presence of carboxylase enzyme. So how this will be occurring? Now let us see. So this is our aminoimidazole ring. And here is the ribose 5-phosphate. So a carbon moiety will be added here. So here is the site of addition of a carbon dioxide. So this is the formation of a carboxylate known as 5-aminoimidazole carboxylate ribosyl 5-phosphate. Next, again in presence of synthetase enzyme, an aspartate molecule will be added along with utilization of an ATP. So this will lead to formation of a succinyl carboxamide. So how this succinyl carboxamide is formed? So here will be a precursor formation of a 6-membered ring. So this was the structure that we can see in the previous molecule here. So ultimately there will be an addition of an aspartate molecule from here. So this compound is known as 5-aminoimidazole (4-succinyl carboxamide ribosyl 5-phosphate). So this is a precursor formation for the purine ring. So after this, a lyase enzyme will be acting known as adenosuccinate lyase. So the next enzyme is adenosuccinyl or adenosuccinate lyase. Adenosuccinate lyase enzyme. And during this process a molecule of fumarate is released out, leading to formation of carboxamide, 5-aminoimidazole carboxamide structure. So this will be represented as so here you can see that the shape of a purine ring is leading to in formation. So this is the carboxamide. So this is named as 5-aminoimidazole 4-carboxamide ribosyl 5-phosphate. So after this there will be an addition of a THF molecule in presence of formyl transferase enzyme, so that an addition of formyl group can occur. So students, this is quite an important reaction that leads to shape the purine structure. So the name of enzyme is formyl transferase. And in addition of a formyl THF, so that a formyl group can easily transferred out. So how this structure is formed? So let us first draw the structure of the previous carboxamide molecule. and an NH group will be here. So at this position a formyl group will be attached. So the name of this compound is 5-formiminoimidazole. Now 5-formiminoimidazole 4-carboxamide ribosyl 5-phosphate. So here you can see the changes in the structure clearly, and ultimately this will lead to the precursor form of the purine nucleotides that is known as inosine monophosphate or IMP. So now will be the IMP molecule will be formed in presence of enzyme cyclohydrolase and by removal of one water molecule. So the name of enzyme will be cyclohydrolase and a water molecule will be released out, leading to the cyclization, and ultimately inosine monophosphate will be formed. So just see here. So a ribose 5-phosphate here, so this is the structure for inosine monophosphate. So this inosine monophosphate molecule will further be metabolized to release the different major purine nucleotides. Now that are basically the adenine and guanine. So how these are formed? Let us see. So from the inosine monophosphate, two different types of reactions will be proceeding out. One will be the formation of adenyl succinate. So in presence of adenyl succinate synthase, and by addition of an aspartate molecule and a GTP, this will lead to formation of adenyl succinate. So the basic purpose is the addition of one nitrogen or amino here instead of a double bond O. So how this adenyl succinate will be formed? Let us see. And at this particular position the addition of one aspartate molecule will be there. So this is the example of adenyl succinate. So this product is known as adenyl succinate, and ultimately this leads to formation of an adenosine monophosphate in presence of adenyl succinase enzyme. So the name of enzyme will be adenyl succinase, and a fumarate molecule will be relieved. So this will lead to formation of adenosine monophosphate molecule and then NH2 will be added here. So this is the structure of AMP or adenosine monophosphate. Also written as AMP. So this is the phosphate form of adenine. So we can mark the structure of adenine here. So this is the structure for adenine. You can see the similarity here. Addition of only ribose 5-phosphate is mentioned here. So similarly, another molecule of guanine will be formed on the other side of the reaction. From here we can continue it, and this occurs in presence of IMP dehydrogenase enzyme. So this, the name of enzyme is IMP dehydrogenase. In presence of an NAD molecule and a water molecule also. And this leads to formation of an xanthosine monophosphate first. So a xanthosine monophosphate will be formed. So a double bond O will be added here, and this will be known as xanthosine monophosphate. Xanthosine monophosphate or XMP. So this will further be synthesized to form guanosine monophosphate in presence of enzyme GMP synthetase. So in presence of a glutamine molecule, and this will lead to formation of guanosine monophosphate or GMP. So an amino group will be added here and NH2. So this is known as guanosine monophosphate also known as GMP. So from here we can derive the structure of GMP by just removing the ribose 5-phosphate molecules. The structure of GMP will be like this. So this is the structure of guanine. So these are the two major important nucleotides known as adenine and guanine. Purine, actually these are the purine nucleotides, they having purine moiety, and similarly there will be the pyrimidine also known as cytosine thiamine. So this was all regarding the formation of purine ribonucleotides. So you can see from glutamine how they are secreted from alpha D ribose 5-phosphate. So this is all the way the reactions are going down and leading to formation of a precursor moiety known as IMP, inosine monophosphate. So this is the precursor moiety from where all the purine molecules are formed. So a two-way reaction that leads to formation of adenine and guanine. So that was all about the purine nucleotides.